I'm joined today by Katy Billany from TwentyEA. Thanks for joining me, Katy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, David. Are you all right?
Yeah, we're okay. We were just talking off camera before about how busy the market is, and you asked me a question of what we're finding when we're going out to value houses at the moment. And you're right, the conversion rate between valuations and instructions is not necessarily where you would expect it to be when the market's in such a frenzy. And the reason for that, I think, in my opinion, is that in some cases people are under pressure with this whole stamp duty deadline, and they feel that they're not ready to enter that race so quickly, that they're going to need more time to get their sales through. So a lot of agents are predicting actually that buyer demand is going to endure beyond the end of June, and then in actual fact we're in for a very busy summer. But we're all up against the same problem, and the newspapers are reporting the same thing, that buyer demand is high and the level of stock actually reaching the market is extremely low at the moment. But that's hopefully where TwentyEA can come in and help us. You guys obviously specialize in data, but not just any old data. I think it's long been understood by agents that there is gold in our data, in our databases, in all the data we hold. But you have analyzed that data to the level that you can predict with a relative certainty houses that are likely to want to move within a certain period of time.
Yeah, that's right. So our off-market data is pretty unique in the marketplace. It has been built by our data scientists. So they always kind of shiver a bit when I try and explain it, because I don't have the level of intelligence that
we'll pretend they're not listening today. You're talking to a very simple person. I just need things breaking down into sentences even a child could understand.
So essentially what we do is we score every property in the UK and work out which ones are the most likely to come to the market. And we do that using thousands of different variables, but essentially we look at the type of people that are living in the property, their family composition, their life stage, their household income, and then we also look at the property itself and the local area and what's happening in the market. So if we've got a couple who have had a baby and are living in a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom flat, the likelihood is that they're going to be looking for something bigger in the near future. Obviously, there's the new aspects that have been brought to the table with the COVID changes. People who are looking for gardens and they want to move further out and to have a bit more space now that they don't have to go to the office every day. And because our model is updated so regularly, we can actually kind of intertwine all of the updates that need to be taken into account. So even in the last year, when the kind of motivations to move changed dramatically, we actually still identified 79.3% of all of the new instructions that came to the market nationally. So it is a really successful model, and the advantage of us tracking the property market on a daily basis is that you don't just have to take our word for it. We can actually look at everything that we predicted and see what did come to the market.
Those are pretty good odds. I mean, I'd take almost 80% chances. That's absolutely superb. And like you say, you've got those results to look back on, and you know that the science behind the data science is absolutely sound, and those predictions keep sort of producing results for agents. So you've got the ability to sort of, that off-market data is something very interesting, because those are the sort of people that are thinking about moving. They've got motivation for wanting to move. Family dynamics, we've got pandemic dynamics, everything that has changed. And I think one of the most interesting questions that I hear agents asking, in fact, one of down here in the north, we've got a very successful agent called Oliver James, and one of his advertising campaigns has been, just a very simple question to buyers and sellers: what have you noticed about your house during lockdown? And that question almost certainly is going to get you an answer that starts with, well, I've noticed that my third bedroom is now Dan's office, so I can't go in there during the day, and I desperately need another room. Or, you know, that room downstairs that we used to use as just a breakout room is now being, you know, was used to school kids, and we don't know when we're going to have to do that again. So I think we've all got the sense that we need a little bit more space, and that we need to have a home that's ready for perhaps the next time we might have to live at home together.
Let's hope that that's not in the near future.
I'm hoping that, I'm sincerely hoping that's not in the near future. I'm sure my wife would like me well out of the house. I no doubt about that. Plenty of estate agents have been obviously back at work now for pretty much the best part of a year, you know, since May of last year. And what we've all found is that the market's appetite doesn't seem to wane at the moment. Your services to estate agents are going to be very essential in terms of allowing them to prospect not just on the market stock, but also stock that hasn't yet come to the market. And there are two ways that you can help them with that. One is by obviously providing them the data as raw data, but you actually provide fulfillment as well, don't you?
We do. We can work with agents in whatever way they want, essentially. So we've got our prospect platform, which has both our on-market kind of agent switching targeting service in, but it also holds our off-market data. And all an agent needs to do is tell us which postcode districts it is that they want to cover. And we will make sure that the data for those postcodes is within the system. And then they can essentially have whatever kind of, you know, level of service they want from that. So if they want to just log in, make their selections, you know, the off-market data can be further targeted. So yes, within our prospecting tool, we've got just the top 10% in general. So the top 10% of people most likely to move. That can then be overlaid with, you know, the property price, the number of bedrooms, all of that kind of thing, so that they're targeting their ideal stock. But then we've also got two other audiences that are available. So we take the top 10% and overlay it with the sectors, the postcode sectors where the market is moving fastest. So agents can not just target those people who are likely to move quickest, but those ones that are likely to move in areas where their house is going to sell. And then the third audience, it's what we call last I sold. So again, it takes that off-market data. So you've got those people who are likely to come to market, but it overlays the fact that our client was the last agent to sell that property. So that then enables them to send a really bespoke communication to those potential vendors saying, look, I know your property. I sold it last time. If you're thinking about putting your house on the market, then just give us a call. I think the house is gorgeous, so it's going to sell really fast. And we can help you sell it. So we can really segment the audiences so that it becomes as targeted as they want to, and they can either just download the data and do it themselves, or if they want, then we can run the whole fulfillment service for them. So our customer success team would work to not just set up the system, but also to help them run the campaigns as well.
And I suppose that, you know, prospecting is a long-term game as well, really, isn't it? It's something you need to invest in, not just for an immediate win. You can get immediate wins out of prospecting, we all know that, but you need to put time into it. An agent's time at the moment is absolutely at a premium. And so therefore your customer success team running in the background whilst an agent's out there running around selling houses, to me sounds like the perfect marriage. That is how it should be done. But what's interesting about that is you're also ticking two boxes there. You're effectively implementing a keep in touch policy, because you're saying to those people, look, we sold you your house last time, we know it really well. Whenever you're thinking of selling, please get in touch. And it sort of keeps that agent front and center, so that, you know, you're front of mind for when those people want to sell their house in the future. Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, the prospecting tool actually comes along with our free search tool as well, which allows agents to do a bit more research about the property itself. So even if they're not using that last I sold audience, if they wanted to put bespoke information in, I mean, they can pull things like the property price and a number of bedrooms and things like that into the letters if they want to. But if they actually wanted to go and research the property within our search tool, they could, for example, see when it was last on the market, whether it's had a sale fall through and it didn't sell. You know, they can actually pull out really bespoke pieces of information to put into the letters if they wanted to go to that extreme.
So imagine I was an agent that doesn't do any prospecting at all, but it's true, they do exist. But imagine I find myself in the 90th minute of the game in late April. We're just about to go into May, and I can see the end of June coming closer and closer, and I really need to sort of gain some traction and momentum in terms of instructions. If I were to reach out to TwentyEA today, how quickly could you onboard me and get me into your system?
So we can get you set up within a day, essentially. So the setup at our side is very quick. The thing that usually takes the longest for estate agents is for them deciding what content they want in their letters or what they want their postcards to look like. So we can help with that. Our customer success team are there for that kind of thing. But that is usually the bit of the process that delays it the most. But essentially, if an agent's got that letter or postcard already sorted, we could have you set up and sending out letters tomorrow. So it really is that simple.
Fantastic. So for anybody watching, if you're looking to hit the ground running, get in touch with TwentyEA today. All your deals are on our Kerfuffle site, and a link will be flashing across your screen as we speak right now. So please do get in touch. Katy, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, David.